Welcome to the most dynamic, off-the-wall sports podcast you've ever heard. Broadcasting to you live on YouTube and Facebook and streamed on all streaming services.
It's dead. Ball is moved.
Oh my God! Absolutely incredible!
This isn't your granddaddy's golf network. Every sport, unfiltered, interactive, and just to the point. Hosted by Sean and John. So buckle up and hold on to your fitted hats or snapbacks, because we're going to take you for a ride.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to No Bullshit Sports Podcast. For the fans, by the fans, none of the bullshit.
Here's the pitch.
Hey.
Oh, no. There we go. Your mic didn't unmute.
Mute me now?
Yeah, I got you. I can hear you now, bro.
Oh, sweet, bro.
Hey. Welcome back, bullshitters. Go Bullshit Sports Podcast, episode 7. Football is back. Getting into the preseason. Training camps going fire for some players and dumpster fire for other players. Before we get into that, bro, how the hell you been? It's been a month. What the hell?
It's been a while, brother. It's been a long while, but guess what? No fucking more, my man. No more. I'm going to see your ass here every week on the week, out of the week.
On Tuesdays.
Enough about us. I want to talk football, son.
You want to talk football? You sure don't want to talk about something else, bro?
Well, yeah, I do. You want to get into that now?
Yeah, I kind of want to get it over with.
All right, might as well. Well, if you all remember, about a month ago during the NBA Finals, our friend over here, Sean, decided that he wanted to say that it was going to be Suns in 5.
Hold on.
Do we got a clip of that?
Yep.
That's just my 2 cents.
That beautiful beam footage.
I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna say, listen, Bucks don't even belong here. It should have been the Hawks. So I'm going. You know what? I'm just gonna go on a stab and say Suns in 5.
What you got, John?
Oh, I'll keep it rolling.
You look like a Buck. You look like a Bucks fan over here.
I'm going Bucks in 7.
Yeah, you look like a Buck. Yeah.
I know.
Piss them. So that's how that went. Yeah. Hey, listen.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm here for it. I'm here for the smoke. Listen, I didn't think the Suns were gonna, I didn't think the Suns were gonna choke like that, bro. They choked hard.
I love the quote. I just want to quote this: "The Bucks don't even belong there."
Yeah, I know, bro. When I was listening back to it, I was like, oh, "Fuck, why'd I even say that?" I just opened myself with the hugest can of worms ever. God,
I told you. I text you today. When I text you today, I said you were going to eat it. Didn't forget. Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Jeez, bro. Listen, like my boy who was on that episode, Scotty says, if it's on wax, bro, it's on wax. From that footage.
It is.
But you know what? That's the past.
Now
the Bucks won the finals. I ate my words. I said Suns in 5. That's exactly what didn't happen. But football is officially back. I wish I had a little cheering button, you know.
Yeah.
There we go.
So where do you want to start?
Bro, let's start with the Hall of Fame game.
Ooh. You want to start there?
I mean, it was our first taste of football back since forever in 3 days ago. So, I mean, it wasn't the best football.
Yeah, but can we really talk about a game that? Can we talk about a game that had the MVP was the punter?
Bro, punters are the truth. Listen, punters are where it's at. Let me tell you.
Both red zone offenses were trash.
But I mean, you just got, again, it's the first taste of football. There was no real starters other than Najee Harris and some of the other, defense on the Cowboys. But I mean, they didn't really.
Well, they had
play them a whole lot.
Johnson in that bitch.
What'd you say?
Well, other than the Hall of Fame game, let's go around the league and training camps because I can't wait. And I want to start with Jacksonville.
Before you start there, before you even say there, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my favorite quarterback, Peyton Manning, when he came up to that stage and was like, my ex-nemesis, Ray Lewis, just finished saying his speech from 2018. Bro, that shit had me crying when he started off with that. And then when he said something about Tom Brady, the whole fucking place booed. He was like, what? Saying that he was, when he gets inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2035 in his first year of eligibility. But now we can go into training camp. I just had to get that one there. Fucking Peyton Manning's a funny guy.
I'm telling you what, buddy. All right. Well, we're going to start with Jacksonville. I can't wait. Let's start now. Let's talk about Trevor Lawrence. 10 days, 10 picks. That should be like a movie for him. That should be his movie.
It's like 30 teams in 30 days or some shit like that for baseball. It's
right.
It's you can't stay away because I threw one pick a day.
Right. So that's not looking good for him, man. I'm going to say Gardner Minshew starts at like week 3. It's going to be Dwayne Haskins. He's going to look like Dwayne Haskins, dude.
You got to admit, though, Dwayne Haskins came into a real shitty situation.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is just a shitty quarterback, I think, man. I don't think he's the truth like everybody says he is.
I think he'll be all right. I don't think he's like, I don't know. I'm torn because I see him how he runs an offense, pro style offense. And I'm like, damn, bro, he reminds me of fucking, Peyton Manning in a way. I'm just how he like comes up with the teammates, but then he plays a fucking defense like Ohio State and gets like trampled upon. I'm like, okay, hold on. Take a step back. And I'm looking at things again. I'm like, like he does not handle pressure well at all. Like at all. You put a guy in his face, he's like, shit. So jury's still out on his I'm really gonna be looking at him this preseason to see how he can hold himself, if he can hold himself. Training camp's one thing. You're supposed to make mistakes in practice. So that way you learn from it in practice instead of doing all that shitty stuff in the game. You know what I'm saying?
But if you're doing the same thing, are you really learning?
You got a point there. You got a fair point. You're not really learning if you're doing the same thing, but
to get away from them, because they're going to be first round, they're going to be number 1 overall again. Darius Leonard, Mr. 5-year, $99.5 million extension man, was on the field today. Finally.
He deserved every fucking penny of that money.
Debatable. Like, he's good. I just don't know if he's close to $100 million. I don't see it. Not yet.
Bro. Hainsworth got $100 million.
Right. Exactly my point.
So, yeah. But, no, to me, bro, Darius Leonard's he's a piece of work.
I'm not saying he's bad, but I think that you need to see a little bit more on him before I offer him $100 million.
What they really need to do, they need to invest in an actual quarterback. Bro, I was reading something that Carson Wentz has been dealing with this injury since high school.
Yeah, man.
Since high school. You don't ever stop to think, let me just get this fixed now. So, Because oh my God, looking at Carson Wentz's career,
My man, what were you doing when you were sitting on the sidelines of the Super Bowl? Why were you getting?
bro, I would have gotten a head to toe, side to side, up, down, diagonal look of my entire body. What needs to be fixed? Fix that shit now. Because when I come back, it's going to be hell to pay. I'm going to be the number one quarterback. I'm going to be MVP. I'm going to be the champion of all champions. I'm going to be better than Tom Brady. I'm going to be better than Peyton Manning. That's the kind of chip on my shoulder that I'd have. Apparently, him just just got paid. I got paid for this game.
The only chip on Carson Wentz's shoulder is the piece missing out of it. In other news, Saints quarterback Patrick Robertson announced his retirement today too, brother.
I saw that.
Won it with the Eagles. His stats are 16 interceptions, 83 passes defended in 123 games.
Bro, also, since we're talking about retirement, 4 New York Giant players have retired.
Probably because they're Giants.
Bro, probably because they had to play for fucking Joe Judge.
Right. You can't even stop a fight in your training camp.
Bro, you had a whole team brawl in your practice. What are you doing with yourself?
Show some respect, Giant fans and Giants. Oh, wait, you're Giants fans in the Giants organization. Never mind. Moving on. Kevin Stefanski said that defensive end Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward are not in training camp, and he calls Garrett day to day. Are you worried?
You said Myles Garrett and who else is not?
Denzel Ward, cornerback.
Listen, I'm going to say this straight out. You're getting paid all this fucking money. Yes, you're a top talent in your position. Both of you are. Denzel Ward proved it last year that he can hold his own.
Mm-hmm.
Myles Garrett proves it year and year again that he's a top player at his position.
Right.
What, if you're seriously that unhappy where you're at, just play, bro, and be like, listen.
Well,
Myles
Garrett. To stick up for Myles Garrett, he is nursing a hamstring, and Denzel Ward was listed as soreness.
But to not even show up, you can't even show up to be there for your fucking team. You're that fucking awesome that you can't even show up and show support for your team. You can't sit there and help your team be a better team.
You have this on one side, and then you have Baker Mayfield saying that he doesn't give a damn about contract extensions.
Dog, that's what I'm saying. He legit, you can see it. He don't give a fuck. He'll deal with that shit later when the season's over. Right now, what he wants is that ring. Right now, what he wants is to hoist that Lombardi. That's what he wants, and he's proving it. He's like, listen, I'm putting in this work. I might not be the best quarterback there is, but I'm sitting here putting in the work. I'm sitting here, trying to get fuck all this contract talk. I don't want to hear it. Let's talk of that offline or after the season. We don't. Ugh. Speaking of quarterbacks,
I can see that.
There's been heavy talks.
You.
Yeah, there's been heavy talks between the Deshaun Watson camp and the Philadelphia Eagles in a trade. So honestly, if I were the Eagles, I won't buy. I like Deshaun Watson. He's a good quarterback. I think he's a top talent quarterback. He's proven it. But with the legal stuff that he still got going on that we talked about before, and how much you would have to actually give up to get him, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the Eagles are there. The Eagles are not there where they're a quarterback away from going to another championship. They can't even keep receivers on the fucking field. So, Every time you turn around, you look, you have another Eagles down, an Eagles player down.
Everybody's gonna fucking be pissed off when Watson signs with Houston, when he re-signs with them.
Listen.
In other news, Philadelphia Eagles left tackle. Go ahead.
The thing is with Deshaun Watson, if he does like stay in Houston, like I just think that the things are just so broken there. It's going to turn into another football team locker room that there's going to be is too much beef in that locker room. I don't think there's going to be any trust there. And my thing is, like, I know you want something for him, but if you really want to rebuild your team and you can't find a trade partner like right now, I just cut ties with them. Honestly, yes, you might take a cap hit, but if you can't find somebody who's going to take him or at least come up with the more better package, like even if he does stay, even if you do convince him to stay, is he really going to give you his full effort? Is he going to be a burden in the locker room? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too much. There's too much turmoil there. There's too much drama.
Well, like you've said, we've seen worse. So
we have.
So Andre Dillard, Philadelphia's left tackle, is considered week to week after an MRI revealed a knee sprain.
Yeah, Eagles ain't going nowhere.
Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Rashad Bateman suffered a groin injury today at practice. He is week to week. There's structural damage, but it's unclear if he'll be sidelined until the start of the regular season.
Bro, groin injuries are tricky, bro. I've had a groin injury. Like, it depends on how severe that shit is. Like, you can't even walk straight with that shit. But that is what it is. However, the couple things I do want to bring up is Jacob Eason is to start the Colts preseason opener, but you got to remember they also did draft late Sam Ehlinger from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a bad option.
He's been looking good. Another thing I've heard is trade for Nick Foles.
I wouldn't. I mean, if you're going to go after a quarterback, like if you're really going to put your okay, and here's where I'm going to go back to how many pieces are you away from winning a championship? That's a team that I would say I'm going to put all my eggs in a basket. I'm going to go trade for Deshaun Watson. I'm going to bring him here into my camp, and we're going to get shit done. Because the Colts are a quarterback away from winning a championship. I think they have a good enough defense to get it done, and they have the offensive pieces. They have a slew of running backs. The receiver.
Let's say that this legal trouble gets Deshaun Watson in trouble. Now you are out a quarterback again while you wait for Carson Wentz.
Or does Carson Wentz come back earlier than expected? Because it is 5 to 12 weeks, so you can come in anywhere in between that. I know they're not going to rush him, but when is his? When will all the legal stuff be finalized? You know what I'm saying? If he's getting put on trial, bro, trial takes fucking forever.
Right, but will he be allowed to play while on trial? Probably not.
Well, why wouldn't he? Isn't the justice system innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah.
So in the eyes of the league, he should be innocent, and then when he's guilty, that's when they all right, well, you're gone.
There's no United States law when it comes to Goodell's law.
The Goodell's law is the shit, though.
He does not have to follow shit. But enough about fucking Deshaun Watson. I'm so sick of hearing about this fucking guy. He hasn't even put pads on. Get the fuck out of here.
I do want to talk about one. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so one thing I am actually want to see is Jordan Love. Packers camp has already said that Aaron Rodgers probably won't be seeing too much field time in the preseason, which he shouldn't need to. It's fucking Aaron Rodgers. He can they had this challenge, bro, that he threw this bomb ass pass right into the
into a
net.
buck net.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw it.
Insane accuracy. So I'm excited to see Jordan Love, and I think depending on how Jordan Love plays this preseason, I think that Aaron Rodgers will be gone after the season. 100%. There is no.
Instead of talking about QB2s, I'd rather talk about, quarterback battles.
All right.
Let's talk about battles. Denver, that shitstorm. Let's go there. Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock.
Drew Lock is set to start in the first preseason game against whoever the fuck they're playing, but they're against the Vikings. I am seeing here, so he's getting the start, bro. Honestly, I much rather see Teddy Bridgewater there. I think he's more polished.
Me too.
I think you can get in. He's shown it in. I mean, shit. He was a freaking good quarterback when he was playing in Minnesota. The only reason why he left there is because he had injury troubles.
Well, let's not talk about that, but let's talk about Drew Lock already having to run this team for 2 years now? He's already had his shot, man. And you've seen what he's done with it.
You've seen where that's gone.
Right.
You still have one of the better defenses in the league, and you still fucking can't win football games. Why?
Mm-hmm.
You had Melvin Gordon, and you had Philip Lindsay. You had Cortland Sutton. Last year you had what?
Jerry Jeudy.
Stop it. You can't win football games.
I'm with you. Give that shit to Teddy B, bro.
Watch him.
Give the keys to Teddy B.
This preseason game.
Let's go down to New Orleans to Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston.
Bro, I'm gonna let you talk about this. I'm gonna find something real quick while you talk about it.
Well, Jameis Winston is the projected starter to start the preseason game, QB1. But also, Ian Book, who they drafted the 6th round out of Notre Dame, has also been making headway in that camp as well. So, Sean Payton has to Taysom Hill, who he is absolutely in love with, and probably send some dick pics on the low. You have Jameis, who, is good for 30 interceptions a season.
Hold on. And also is good for this. I'm gonna treat you with this one here.
Oh, yes.
This is who you want your quarterback to be.
Jameis is going to be in the red.
Like, that's who you want your quarterback to be? Listen, I heard
I can't watch.
It's like some focus thing or whatever, but my thing about it is like 30. Like, I don't care if you throw the most touchdowns in the league, whatever. Congratulations, but you've also thrown 30 interceptions, sir. You're not an elite quarterback.
Right.
Elite quarterbacks don't throw fucking 30 interceptions.
Right. Elite quarterbacks don't throw 20.
Bro, what did Aaron Rodgers throw last year? Like 5? 4?
So what do you do to Sean Payton, buddy? Do you give it to fucking Jameis and fucking hope for a prayer? Do you give it to Tate to run crazy fucking offense that nobody seen before? Or do you give it to Ian Book, the rookie?
What I would do is I would start Jameis Winston first preseason game, see how he does. And then I would rotate it and bring in Ian Book week 2. And then week 3, I'd bring in Taysom Hill. And then I would sit down. And I'm like, okay, look over all the film, figure out what the hell. And then I might go in and be like, all right, well, we're going to go in the season, start Jameis Winston, and then we'll bring in some packages with Taysom Hill. And then, go from there.
And then just let Ian Book study.
And let Ian Book study. Because, like, my thing is, if he can get a hold of Sean Payton's offense and just sit an entire year, soaking it in, watching how the game rolls, next year, I'm going to tell you what, he's going to be a top 20 quarterback. Under Sean Payton. Sean Payton is a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, but literally the only quarterback he's ever had is Drew Brees.
True. But just the way, I don't know. Sean Payton is another guy that I think of when I think of a guy like Sean McVay. Speaking of Sean McVay, I'm going to say that they're going to have a way better year than they usually have because of that quarterback trade that they did. Matt Stafford is one hell of a quarterback, was just in a shitty system.
Right.
For years.
Right.
They barely had any kind of defense ever. I mean, they just started really getting defense, but like still. But bro, like that offense with Sean McVay as head coach and Matt Stafford, like you said, they brought in Deshaun Jackson, who's looking pretty beast as hell in camp so far. Bro, like they lost Cam Akers for the year, but next man up.
You still have, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the Rams have been good for that even last year when Cam Akers went down.
My thing is with Cam Akers going down this early, I think it's easier to game plan. Yeah, it sucks that he got hurt. We're banking on him having him. We're excited to have him, but at least now we can sort of, get ahead of it now. And
that we have to go in the year with Darrell Henderson,
right? Which my thing is a solid offensive McVay runs. He'll be all right. He'll be just fine.
I agree.
McVay doesn't need a freaking all-star running back to get things done.
Amari Cooper, physical, has been removed from the physically unable to perform list.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And Dak is throwing, so I mean they're getting all their pieces of their offense back, man.
Listen, everybody knows that I'm a Cowboys hater. You're a Cowboys hater. I fucking hate them. But one thing that I said last year when after the draft, if they can put the pieces together, that offense is going to be very scary. Michael Gallup has been seeing a lot more time in the slot position. That's dangerous on its own. I think last year Michael Gallup lined up at the 1 and was still putting in work. Putting him in the slot, his route running is impeccable.
It's insane, dude.
You put him up against a linebacker, and it's stop it. Stop. But the thing is, they got to put the pieces together. If you don't put the pieces together, it's trash.
Well,
everybody's got to do work.
Well, that doesn't help them at all.
Yeah, that defense sucked. I like the pick of Micah Parsons, and he did look pretty good against the Steelers in the Hall of Fame game. So if Vander Esch can stay healthy and stay on the field, and then you have Micah Parsons, I think you'd be better in the front 7, but you still have a major liability in that secondary. That secondary isn't great at all.
Right. At all. They lost Byron Jones. They signed Malik Hooker again after he was trashy.
Right.
The only thing, and they lost some key parts, man. Some key pieces, but that offense That offense can put up a 30-40 burger any game. So,
yeah. But, I mean, can you, when your defense is, like, giving up big plays and you have to go right back out on offense and the offense is getting tired out?
Kansas City did it.
Fair. I'll give you that point.
Shit. Kansas City did it all the way to a Super Bowl.
And won.
And won. Exactly. There you go. See?
And then came back and tried to do it again. then they actually played the defense.
Right.
That fucking Tampa Bay defense.
And an offense.
That Tampa Bay defense is no joke, man. But I think of that as same as a football team's defense, though. They're looking pretty polished.
Mm-hmm. I heard mid-season form, man. Mid-season form.
Right. Bro. So let's keep this one short, bro. 36 minutes, 9 seconds so far. We're gonna keep it nice and short, and we're gonna wrap it up here. But expect us back every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock right here. No Bullshit Sports Podcast. Bro,
there's football on this weekend.
There's something special going on Saturday at 8 p.m. What is it?
I'll tell you what it is, buddy. It's the Blood, Sweat, and Beers selection show. We're Premium Fantasy Football League.
It is No Bullshit Sports Podcast presents.
Oh, well, excuse the fuck out of me. They're watching. I'm sure
League.
They're watching the channel, so they know. Then why didn't you take it?
I thought you were going to say it right.
See what I got to do? See what I got to deal with? Fuck it.
So, anyway, as you were saying.
Oh, yeah, it's selection show, fantasy football. We do it big. If you want to watch it, it's going to be on at 8. And then the 28th is the draft.
That will not be live, but we will record it and we will post a video on our channel of the highlights of the draft. Listen, we do it big here. We want to show you all a great experience on this channel, bringing together fantasy sports and real sports. If you guys like content shit, we'll even do baseball, basketball, college football. We'll bring it all. But all right, brother, without further ado, you want to send us out?
You already know what it is. I'm John. This is Sean. We're going to see you motherfuckers back here at Tuesday after all these awesome and great Saturday, sorry for the selection, and then Tuesday live because these games are going to be all back. There are so many games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, starting with football team and Patriots Thursday at 8, which I'm going to watch.
Yeah, same here. All right. I'm out.
I'm John. That's Sean.
I'm Sean.
That is Sean, unfortunately. Peace.
Hey, watch yourself.
Thank you for listening and shooting the shit with No Bullshit Sports Podcast. For the fans, by the fans, none of the bullshit. If you'd like to be on the show, be sure to email us at nobullsportspodcast@gmail.com. Remember to follow us on all social media and streaming platforms. Twitter at NoBS Sportscast, Instagram at NoBS Sports Podcast, Facebook NoBS Sports Podcast, YouTube No Bullshit Sports Podcast. While you're there, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified when it's time to shoot the shit. Give us a follow on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music.